Hello, I'm the CommanderZander. I remember to tell the nostalgia critic doesn't have to, and neither should you. You know what I'm sick and tired about hearing every day? People complaining about the weather. Oh, the weather's too hot or the weather's too cold. It's never perfect. One of the few things that grinds my gears, and in this editorial, I'm going to explain why I have a problem with people complaining about the weather. Think of it as like a George Carlin mini sketch, so to speak, because I'm going to let out my emotions about what I think about people and the weather. You know what? It's just weather. It gets warm, it gets cold, it's like a roller coaster ride. But people complain every day about how it's not perfect. What are you, Goldilocks and a fucking three bears when it comes to fucking weather? What the hell is wrong with you people? Weather will never be perfect. Wanna know why? Because it's all because of your behavior. That's right. There's a conspiracy theory going on that the reason why the weather is never perfect for everybody is because it's all about Mother Nature tormenting you for your bad behavior. That's one of the few conspiracy theories that I've heard about. Mainly because I rarely hear about conspiracy theories. But if there were to be one, that could be a big reason why the weather is never perfect. You want to know why there are thunderstorms every now and then? It's because God is angry at us and he lets his frustration out in the form of nature. You know, we don't do what God tells us to do. Fine. God strikes down lightning. Zap! God drops down a tornado in the heart of Tornado Alley. Ooh, that'll get people all fired up. Upset that they're doing hunting with deer? Okay, we'll just shoot a wildfire at your home. Why not? That'll get you to, not mess with fucking nature. There are plenty of reasons why the weather is not perfect, but what I'm sick and tired of is people complaining about it every day, and that the only time that it is perfect is during the fall and the spring, when it is not too warm, and it's not too cold, and it doesn't even rain, and even if there's like a teeny tiny bit of wind, people have to complain. Oh, it's too windy, it affects my allergies. Well, it's why they made allergy medicine, god damn it! It's to block your immunity. It's to block your allergic reaction to the seasonal pattern of the weather. Think of it as your immunity to seasonal allergies. That's why God invented allergy medicine. So that way, if you have seasonal allergies, you don't have to frickin' deal about it, and it'll essentially put you in the perfect world for weather. I'm tired of people complaining about the weather. And I know that I've already ripped on the weather once before, mainly because the Weather Channel is a bunch of fucking idiots. But it's not their fault that the weather is there. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they pissed off God, and maybe that's why God always screws them over and say, you know what? You say there's a chance of tornadoes? Okay, fine. I'll make sure there's no tornadoes here. I'll just put a tornado there. That way, I can mess with you and make you look like a bunch of fucking idiots. So maybe they're at fault too. But the point I'm making here is, people always complain about the weather. Why? Because they never get the weather they fucking want. And you want to know what I say about that? Deal with it! That's what I do. I deal with the weather. You don't see me complaining. Yeah, it could be a little warm or a little cold, but do I complain? No. Which kind of makes me abnormal, I guess. But the point is, I don't complain about the weather. You don't see me bitching and moaning about how hot or how cold or how wet or how windy it is. Well, if it gets snowy in April, I might complain about that. But otherwise, you rarely see me complain about the weather. So why do people complain about the weather? Oh, it's too fucking warm. It's 100 degrees out in California. Well, think of it this way. It's a dry heat. In California, 100 degrees feels like 100 degrees. In Florida, if it's 100 degrees, it feels like 130,000 degrees with that thick fucking humidity. And people complain about that. Oh, it's too humid outside. Well, maybe you should freaking move to a better place. You know, where there's less humidity, like up north, where they rarely get humidity. And what about, ooh, it's too cold in the wintertime, ooh, it's freezing cold, I don't like the snow. Well, migraines sound like the goddamn fucking birds that go to Florida for crying out loud. Jesus Christ, take a vacation, people. I mean, come on. Why do we complain about the weather all the time? There's a thing called traveling. You can travel if you don't feel comfortable with the weather. Take a vacation, enjoy the nicer weather. That way you don't have to bitch and moan every freaking time you get a chance to complain about the weather. And you know what I also don't like? Is when people are having a bad day and they are like, oh, I've had a bad day, oh, this sucks, and oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, the weather's pathetic. Yeah, using the weather as an excuse for your bad day, not a very bright idea. You know what we should do? Instead of bitching and moaning about the weather, how about we be thankful that we're all alive to enjoy Mother Nature's all in glory? No matter how bad it gets, we should enjoy the majestic changes of pattern of weather thanks to Mother Nature. And maybe if we were to treat God a little better, maybe, just maybe, he might be able to be nice right back to us. Because you know the old saying, what goes around comes around. So maybe if we stop complaining about the weather and freaking enjoy it for once, maybe the weather will not be as bad as you think it is. It will never be perfect because you people are like Goldilocks. It's too warm, it's too cold, it's never perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as there's a change of weather and it doesn't get bland or boring or whatnot, I think we can all agree that Mother Nature is wonderful. Wouldn't you agree, guys? Oh, yes, absolutely, Mama. Weather is wonderful to watch, Mama. Yeah, especially when you get all that wacky activity like snow and tornadoes with guacamole. But seriously, the weather is great. We should stop complaining about it. Enjoy the weather, because you never get weather like this every day. I have been spoken and backed up by my fellow compadres over there. So with that, I leave you with this. The next time you bitch about the weather, just remember, it's never perfect, so deal with it. Travel if you need to. Or just accept the fact that weather always changes and just deal with it. It's never going to be perfect. It'll never be that happy wonderland. But maybe if we stop complaining about the weather and start complaining about more important issues, maybe, just maybe, we might gain a little intelligence every now and then. I'm the CommanderZander. I remember it so that it's time to create an end to it. Neither should you.